Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth. Welcoming some first-timers to the program. She is the founder of Color of Life, Miss Tonya Bias. Hi.
Hello, Access Houston.
And she is a part of the Acres Homes Barber College. The lovely Dorothy Wagner is on. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you ladies?
We're great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I met Tonya at the Second Chance Life's. Oh man, I hosted. I moderated. What was the name of the event? It escapes me right now. But anyway, that's where we was. Her son was selling his skincare products, which I meant to hit you up to say bring some because I was going to purchase some.
And we were intending to do it, but just in the rush of things. But we got you.
No. What I meant was I meant to hit you up before this to tell you to bring some so I could buy it, and it just slipped my mind. So she was telling me about Color of Life. I said, yo, come on, Access Houston. And here we are. And she brought along Dorothy Wagner from the Acres Homes Barber College. So tell us about first tell us about Color of Life and what it is that you all do.
Okay, so Color of Life is a nonprofit organization. I founded it back in 2008, and we started operating out of the fellowship hall of my church. And from there, I started developing partnerships like in contracting with HISD, Aldine, Harris County Department of Education, Yes Prep, Boys and Girls Club, and so on and so forth. So some of the programs that we do, which is my most proudest, is the entrepreneurial leadership, which is what we were promoting when you met my son, who is my little prototype, I guess, so to speak, with doing the whole actual entrepreneurial leadership program where they actually developed their business and actual business. Because before, when I was doing the program, we just did a mock. So I'm excited about that. I have 3 other youth that we're building an actual business for. We do financial literacy, college and career readiness, mentoring, gardening, music production, just pretty much everything. I've partnered with a young lady where we're doing theater through autism. So yeah, I'm really excited about that program. So now we have a new home. We're going to be in the Acres Home Multi-Purpose Center, which I'm very excited about. So that's pretty much
that's
what we do.
Okay, Color of Life. And Dorothy, talk about Acres Homes Barber College.
So Acres Homes Barber College is the oldest barber college with the same owners in the state of Texas. Our license number is 2. There's no 1.
Wow.
Yes. So we've been around for 27 years. Everybody knows my father-in-law, my husband, Pop. If you go to the Acres Homes community, you ask anyone where Acres Homes is, they'll say, Acres Homes Barber College, they'll say, oh, it's on the corner of Ferguson and West Montgomery. Of course, we've graduated over 3,000 students. Several of our students own barber colleges, such as Trend. I'm sure you're familiar with Trend. They graduated from our school. Maestros, I'm giving them plugs.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They graduated from our school. Beauty 360, she graduated from our school. We have host of students that own barbershops. We are the Walmart barber colleges. We have been around, like I said, for 27 years without federal funding.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes.
When is enrollment
So we enroll every Tuesday.
Okay.
We enroll. Our prices are $3,500 for the entire program. This course is a 1,500-hour course, okay, which you can complete it in 9 months if you attend this, of course, full time. We are running a special for $2,270. $2,270. You can actually complete this entire program. So if anyone's listening and you're interested in becoming a Class A barber, our cost is $2,270. That's because I'm giving a $1,300 scholarship.
Oh, nice.
Yes, yes. So we just want to make sure that if our students or people are interested in becoming a barber and they don't want to get caught up into those student loans, they can pay for this out of their pocket. I tell my students that if they come to school every day, they can pay their tuition off the floor. It's $37 a week.
Okay.
$7 a day.
Indeed. And what's the website there so they can go get more information? Yikes. That's
Can
all right.
I
Are
give
you
the
guys
phone
on
number?
Yeah. Give the phone
Okay,
number.
the website is, the website is Acres Home Barber College. You could just look at Acres Home Barber College.
Just Google that.
Google Acres Home Barber College. I'm sorry. And the phone number is 281-931-5591. 281-931-5591. I'm sorry you called me.
That's all right. No, don't worry. You're listening to Access Houston, talking to Tonya Bias from Color of Life and Dorothy Wagner from Acres Home Barber College. They have teamed up for the Acres Home Winter Wonderland, which is happening on Saturday, the 21st. What is this all about? Is this the first one? Is this the second one? Is this something
the very first one?
Okay.
So Dorothy and I just kind of met and just kind of meshed. We were kind of like overthetop.com with events and everything. So it's like my son say she's overthetop.com and I'm overthetop.com.
Oh, you
so
over the
it's
top
like
top.
Yes.
we merged together and it's just magical. So we just get together and we're just like, okay, well, let's do this, and okay, we want to do this. So she's very active in the community and so am I, and so it's like we always want to give back. We always want to do for the community and more so with our youth. So that's how that kind of came to be, and everything just started kind of just rolling and so we're excited about it.
And
So
y'all are giving away bikes.
we're giving away 100 bicycles to the first 100 kids.
Okay.
Okay.
So you get to show up early.
You have to
Everybody
show
in
up
achy
early.
shaky, you get to
Yeah.
show up early.
We have to show up early. And of course, it's for the community. So if you're in Highland Heights or if you're pretty close to the area, the surrounding area, you're welcome as well. We will also be giving away toys as well.
Toys.
And
you have a Santa on deck.
yeah, we have a Santa.
Yes. Pictures with Santa.
Santa.
Yes.
And we have a surprise.
Yes. So
Something-
you have to come out to see. We're not
You
going to
can't
tell
tell
you.
it.
No, we
It's a
can't
surprise,
tell.
of
Yeah,
course.
it's
Of course you
something
can't tell.
that
It's
has
a
never
surprise.
ever.
But you're gonna have fun. The kids are gonna have fun.
Yes.
The family's gonna have fun. So
Snow.
we invite everyone to.
It's going to
Snow.
be very festive, it seems like.
Snow.
She keeps saying snow. It's going to be snow
It's gonna be
there
snowing.
and snow, and it'll be snowing. But also rides and
Rides.
music. Of course, the
Yes.
pictures with
We'll have a
Santa
live band.
and a whole lot. Oh, okay. See, and wow, this sounds really lit.
Yes.
It will be really lit. So
I know.
come
Yes.
on out.
And
Yes.
Tonya had
Lights.
asked me to MC or host the event on Saturday. Unfortunately, it's from 6 until 8,
Yes.
6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Well, we kind of
Saturday
changed
the
the
21st.
time. Let me make a correction.
Oh, there's a correction.
And yeah,
okay.
so we're gonna do 5
Until
to
8.
Yeah.
5 to 8.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We
So
just
an
increased
hour
it by an
earlier.
hour. Yeah.
Okay. 5 to 8 at Acres Home Barber College, 2306 Ferguson Way, right here in Houston.
But tell why you can't.
Yeah, so
Why-
Tonya
what
had
happened?
asked me to MC the event, and I said, "When is it?" She was like, "It's the 21st." I was like, "I fly home to Dayton, Ohio for Christmas that day.
Oh no.
That Saturday.
I know.
That
Our
Saturday
hearts are
evening.
crushed. Yes.
That Saturday evening. I fly out around 4 o'clock to go home to be with my family for Christmas. So I was like,
We'll let
dang.
you- we understand.
If you would have said the
let you off.
20th, I would have been game. But
wow.
this is great. Talk about the importance of giving back.
Well, I feel that, a lot of kids, especially in the underserved community, maybe never experienced some of the giving or some like the toys, or they may not actually have a Christmas. So that is what kind of prompted us, because we're like in the schools and we see
what's going on with these kids.
We see the kids and the lack that they have, that they don't have or what have you. So our hearts are just compelled to, want to be able to, touch the lives of the youth and be able to let them know, hey, someone is thinking about you, someone cares about you. Because a lot of the kids, I've found out that they're there and they're, coming to school from foster, foster homes or, different things like that. And I've met some kids where, they're acting out, and I'll talk to them after the class and I'm like, what's going on? Why are you being so whatever? And come to find out, they just saw their family member get shot the night before.
Right.
So there's different things that we don't know that's happening in their lives. And, we just want to be that conduit to be able to let them know that they are loved, that,
Well, I love that. And, go ahead.
Of course, since Acres Home Barber College has been in the community for 27 years, and it's impossible for our college to exist without the community. Of course, like I said earlier, we have never had federal funding. So in order to exist, the community had to have given to us.
Right.
So my thing is giving back to the community, and
Indeed.
I think that's very, very important.
Yeah.
So every opportunity that we get, I try to give back, and having Tonya, it makes it, very, very easy to, do productions.
Yeah.
We no longer do events. We do
You do
productions.
productions.
Yes.
Hey,
We take
okay.
it over the top. Just Halloween, we turned the school into a haunted house. A haunted house. It
I'll
was
do
just
up.
amazing.
See,
So
Tonya, I have a feeling you're like my brother, my youngest brother. He's the same way. Like
Yes.
when he goes in, he goes in
Yes.
all the way. No dollar amount matters. If he wants it to be as grand and spectacular
Yes.
as he envisions it, he's going to make that happen. So
Yes.
wow, I really love that.
Yes.
So Houston, go ahead. I'm sorry, baby.
we want to also talk about our partners, the people that believed in this dream, So
Yeah, run them down. Real
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah, so we'll start with our very first, which was Jack
mayor.
Christie. And he is the city council at large, 5. And our mayor, as well as Raj Salaharta. I might have messed that up, so please forgive me. But he's running for city council. Also, the CIA, Carvettes in Action, and Representative Jarvis Johnson.
What's up, Jarvis?
And Craig Taylor. He is with Class C events, and he is one of our biggest contributors. He wasn't able to come with us today, but he is a large Black-owned business, like a one-stop shop for all your event planning needs.
Indeed.
So, yeah.
We'll save the date, y'all. December 21st at Acres Home Barber College, 2306 Ferguson Way here in Houston for the Acres Home Winter Wonderland from 5 until 8. 5 until 8 is going to be rides, I have music, meet Santa, take pictures with Santa Claus. 100 bikes will be given away to the first 100 kids who show up to the Acres Home Winter Wonderland. So, I'm going to miss this. It sounds like it's going to be a really dope event.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
a lot of fun. Yeah.
You'll be able to meet of course, you'll be able to meet our sponsor, our partner, Jarvis, and, and Casey. Who's that?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So save the date, December 21st, Acres Home Barber College for the Acres Home Winter Wonderland. Tonya and Dorothy, thank you all for coming on the program.
We appreciate you giving us the platform to do this. Thank you.
Indeed.
Thank you.
And thank you for listening to Access Houston. Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth. Man, we don't get a lot of successful entrepreneurs on the program. He is definitely one, from Prospect Park to Lost and Found to Prospect Park in Dallas. I mean, it's the list goes on, and the inspiration and the vibe that he has brought to the city of Houston has been unmatched. Ladies and gentlemen, Junior Martins is on Access Houston. Hey, what's going on? J. Martin, the mayor.
Man, thank you for having me here, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt. So let's talk about Alife Hospitality Group.
Okay.
What made you all want to start this up?
Alife Hospitality Group is it's a company we had going since we were in college at U of H. We were doing parties back in while we were attending University of Houston, and we just kept it going. So eventually we transitioned from being just promoters into actually going into the actual operation size of things. You know, we kind of got tired of going to venues and trying to get into them, and you know, things not really being operated and done the way we wanted them done and what we thought were cool. So that's what made us get into that side of the business.
And what were some of the misconceptions that you had about being a promoter and getting into that business, and was it a culture shock?
No, I mean, the biggest thing people probably think is just easy. You know, I think it's, you know, being in a promotional game is just like any other field. You know, you got to have a passion for it because, you know, it has this wear and tear on you, and you're, you know, up early, and, you know, you go to sleep late, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock, you know, you're leaving the clubs or the bars and stuff like that. So, I mean, especially as you get older, you know, it could get old, you know, so it's definitely not as easy as it looks. And you know, you make money and you lose money. So a lot of people get in the game and they do this big concert and they lose all their money, then you see them just take off. Yeah. So that's probably like, you know, the biggest thing right there is that, you know, it's not as easy as it seems.
Go ahead and go down the list
Right.
of the businesses and the promotions that you
Right.
and Alife Group got going on. I don't know if I even scratched the surface.
All right. So I mean, we've, you know, Alife Group, we're the group, the organization is part of that's behind the whole Houston Appreciation Weekend with Drake. You know, we put that together the whole weekend for the last 5 years in Houston from a promotional standpoint. You know, we've done every artist from Jay-Z to Nicki Minaj to Cardi B. You know, we've had them in one of our venues. So any A-list celebrity you could pretty much think of, probably outside of Beyonce, we've had them in, you know, one of our venues, and we've actually done some type of event with them. So we like to introduce new products, new concepts, and new ideals into our market that, you know, we think the city's missing, you know, and that's kind of where Lost and the Found comes into play. And, you know, that's where the whole Prospect Park, you know, came into play, because there was no place for us to go, you know, for us to mix and mingle and sit down. And, you know, we wanted hookahs, and, you know, we also wanted food and wanted a good vibe, and we necessarily didn't want to be in a club. So that's the vibe that we, you know, brought to the city. And, you know, you can see a lot of other places are, you know, duplicating that same blueprint, and they're utilizing it pretty much everywhere you look up. You know, they're selling food, they got hookahs, you know, and they got music. So it's that Prospect blueprint that, you know, you see the whole city utilizing now. So we've had the success of Prospect Galleria, you know, then we opened up the Prospect in Willowbrook, and now we're opening up our third location in Dallas that will be opening mid-2020. So we're excited about the expansion. We definitely want to make sure that we had all our procedures and policies and our structure in place before we took that leap. You know, and when you think of, you know, Black-owned hospitality companies, there's really not that many franchises you can really think of them nationally.
So I'm glad that you mentioned a hospitality company, because some people may not know the difference between just a regular, you know, promotions company versus a hospitality group, which comes with a whole lot more. It's more in detail. Can you explain real quick?
A group is, I mean, it's serious. You know, it's a lot of stuff we have to learn. We used to just show up to the club, door girl, security, get our money, go home. Now it's, you know, we got over 300 employees, you know, and now we're dealing just more with structure, human resource, accountants, PTO and all that insurance, health insurance for your staff. So it turns into a whole different situation where it's like a legitimate company. We have structure, we have an office, and everybody doesn't necessarily report to me. We have people in position that handles all their situations. So, we have a general manager, a district manager. We have all that stuff in place that, allows us to be able to go in and, create new concepts and have that rollout smooth like any other franchise that there is out there.
No doubt. You're listening to Access Houston, talking to Junior Martins of Alife Hospitality Group. Alife Foundation has got the annual Blue Santa program with the Houston Police Department.
Yeah, Houston Police Department. We've partnered up with them for about, I want to say this would be our sixth year. Yeah, this would be our 6th year partnering up with them, and we target Alife Independent School District. So like Landis, Betty Best. I actually went to school at in Alife, so I went to Landis and Betty Best. So it's kind of, it feels good to go. Yeah, right. To be able to go back, and we do a lot of stuff from Missouri City. My other partners are from Mo City as well. So we as much as we do in Alife, we do the same thing out there in Missouri City, and we give back to the kids. So it's real big for us to do that.
Yeah, and just expound more on Alife Foundation, which is a branch of.
So Alife Foundation is just us. We did random acts of kindness. It was just business partners, friends, cousins, and we everybody's in their own different field of business, and we just want to do something to give back. So that's a foundation that we just created as a branch of our organization where we take the time out to just give back and talk to the kids and teach them about entrepreneurship and show them the other options you have if you don't want to do the typical 9 to 5 and go to work, and you want to get into the whole business aspect. So we just try and just give our input and our insight of the business and enlighten people on our journey and what we've been through.
So what happened in your childhood that everything has a point of origin to me, and I believe that people serve and they give because they want to, and it's from the heart. But a lot of times the point of origin, something goes back that happened in their childhood or their adolescence.
Well,
what's your story, bro? That make you want to give back?
Well, my parents are Nigerian, so they're from Nigeria, and I've seen them come over here and start from nothing and kind of build themselves up from that, and to come from a place like that and to be able to grow into to what they have going on now, and to be able to give us this opportunity. I feel like anybody can do it, because they came out here, they're driving ice cream trucks and they're driving yellow cabs, and you just I go back home probably twice a year, and I see what people would do to have the opportunity to even live in the United States, coming from Nigeria, and the things we just take for granted. And that's why you have so many minorities that come, or just people that come from other ethnic backgrounds that come out here and they take advantage of the school system in comparison to some of the people that might be born here, is because they don't have those opportunities. So to get the opportunity is like, man, I would die for it. So they come over here and they just, they just go so hard because they don't have it. So just want to give back. The kindness out of my heart, and just seeing what people are going through back home. I think it's only right that's being done.
With everything that you got going on, bro, how do you decompress? How do you, because your phone been going off.
right.
Since I got you out the lobby.
Right.
What do you do to make sure that you can continue to keep, Alife going and continue to be successful? Because, I never subscribe to the philosophy, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Like, got to keep grinding. Well, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to get your sleep to continue to keep grinding and going. So what do you do to decompress and recharge that battery?
Man, I like to vacation. I like to, just go to South Beach and just lay down and let the sun hit your body, and just, also spend time with my family.
Now,
I have
the other question, is that off? Is that phone off? Is that off? Do you unplug?
Man, is that
tough being the boss?
It's very tough being that. At times, it's tough doing that. I think when you're just in it, you're just so much in it. You have a goal of, hey, I'm going to go hard for these next couple of years. So, once you hit a certain age, you feel like you can fall back. But I think as an entrepreneur, it's just very hard to just, once you do one thing, you're always trying to do the next. Like, you're never going to be satisfied with anything that you got going on. But, I get massages. I get massages. I like to do manicure, pedicures, and I think all those things are relaxing, and just spending time with my nieces. Just, like this Saturday, I'll go grab them. We'll just hang out. So just, the smaller things in life that you probably wouldn't value when you're trying to get there, you kind of go back to it, and you're like, hey, this is the stuff that really just matters.
So since you was talking on entrepreneurs, what advice would you give to a young and up-and-coming entrepreneur?
With everything that I'm learning now, one, read the book by Tillman Fertitta, the Shut Up and Listen.
Okay.
That's a book he just put out. But your credit, that's your credit, your background history. You want to be able to get deals approved, and you want to be able to get into the buildings that, you want to be able to get into. So your financials, just making sure, one, they run your background. All right, cool. Because everything's going to count against you. So you want to have as much stuff that's counted for you to just put you in that position. You want to be able to also, go and get a loan if needed. And you want to be able to borrow money in a situation where, you need it for whatever reason. I think Tillman said the best, borrow money even when you don't need it. So, when it's needed, you already have it, rather than, now I need it and I got to go figure out where I'm going to get it from. So even if you don't need the money, have it ready to go. So if you get a $20,000 credit card, a $30,000, $50,000 credit card, just get it, have it ready, because, an opportunity might come, and it might be $50,000 needed, and here go your $50,000 on this credit card. You got to figure out how you're going to get off that credit card and make that investment, but you might need that money, so you always want to just have money ready to go. And it might not necessarily be your money, but if you have good credit, everybody knows that, you'll get a whole bunch of credit cards, you'll get line of credits. You don't have to, it's going to be real hard for you to just, people always say they don't, do a business plan and go to a bank and get a bank loan. You're probably not going to get it. It's difficult for me to even get it with my strong.
They don't even
financials.
have that set up for black folks to do that.
Right.
We can barely get a small business loan, much less a business loan.
Right. So your best thing to do is credit cards, line of credits. Those are going to be the way that you're really going to be able to get like instant money, right then and there. You're not going to really just be able to go in there with your idea that you think is great and get money. And then, save your money. That's the biggest thing. I know I did was just save my money, so when opportunities do present themselves, you can invest, you have your money ready to go, because if not, I bring you an idea, you might want to do it, but then you can't do it, or you can't afford to do it because you need the money for something else. So just having untouched money that, hey, we're not, I have the money I play around with, then you have the money that you're like, hey, under any conditions are we touching this money, unless it's like emergency situation. So just saving your money, man. I know a lot of people get into, the cars and the jewelry, and I have all those stuff, but I definitely waited
You
until
prioritized.
For sure. I definitely was like, hey, I'm going to do this and this and this, and then, I'll be able to purchase these other things that I want.
So there's your free game right there, young entrepreneurs. Listen, the annual Blue Santa toy drive is going down
on December 17th at Landis Elementary. So y'all come out. We're going to have over 100 bikes that we're giving out to the kids in the Alife community that we worked with HPD and Walmart and State Farm on. And then it's like 150 toys to the females, and then another 150 toys to the guys. So it'll be like a total of 400 toys that we give out to these kids at these schools that, and if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't be getting anything for Christmas.
No doubt. Junior Martins from the Alife Hospitality Group, changing the way things are done in Houston.
And we also have our nightclub opening up too. I'm not sure if you ever been there, but we have we own Engine Room nightclub. So there's been shut down for a while. We did a total remodel, renamed this called Club Cake. It'll be opening up for New Year's Eve, Club Cake, and then we have Lost and Found.
New Year's Eve. Hold on, that sounds like a movie, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be a star-studded event. That's gonna be the new standard in the nightclub business moving forward. So December 31st, we're opening that Lost and Found.
Like dress code,
dress code. Yeah, we need the nice, pretty, sexy, all that. Just how it used to be, celebrity-driven, all that great stuff. So that's what we're going back to.
Looking forward to it. Well, listen, bro, open invitation whenever Alife Foundation got something going on, get it out in the community. Not as if you need, my help or our help. I'm just saying, to further push it out, man. Just come on back anytime. I appreciate everything that you're doing. Like you are a model of what's to come, and I applaud you for that, because a lot of people look up to you and want to. As you mentioned earlier in the conversation, you see that same model, the blueprint that you all put out for Prospect Park. So making major changes in Houston, bro. We appreciate it. No doubt. Junior Martins, Alife Hospitality Group, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for listening to Access Houston.